Baghdadi Jews, also known as Iraqi Jews, are Jewish emigrants from Baghdad and elsewhere in Iraq, which not only includes Jews from the Iraqi capital city of Baghdad, but from other areas of Iraq, as well as Jews from Syrian and Yemenite origin. Many of them were merchant traders settled on trade routes, who fled religious persecution and formed immigrant communities in their new homelands. Baghdad and Iraq in general used to have one of the largest, if not the largest Jewish community in the Middle East and Central Asia, and these new immigrant communities also included Jews as part of the Mughal courtiers. Records of Jewish tradesmen traveling from Baghdad can be found from the early 17th century. And around the mid-19th century a large portion of the community started immigrating to South and Southeast Asia as well as to the West, creating new communities while preserving their unique traditions. Baghdadi Jews' presence in Asia. The main Baghdadi Jewish communities in Asia are found in India, Yangon, Singapore, and Shanghai. The majority of Baghdadi Jews lived in the Indian cities of Mumbai and Kolkata. The ethnic Jewish community in Penang is now extinct with the passing of its last member in 2011. Some smaller Jewish communities, such as the one in Bangkok, trace their first founders to Baghdadi Jewish traders who worked and settled down in the region. There are only 1 or 2 remaining Baghdadi Jews in Bangladesh. History. The Zoroastrians and the Jews in Middle East had been migrating to other regions, especially India, to escape persecution in the medieval ages. Because of social conditions, the Jews traditionally took trade and commerce as their source of livelihood in Europe and elsewhere. In 1730, Joseph Semmer arrived in Surat from Baghdad and established the Surat synagogue and cemetery. There was already an established Baghdadi Jew community by then with its center in Surat. Surat was a main trading port in the 16th and 17th centuries. The East India Company used the city as a trade transit point, beginning in 1608. Surat is located in western India, in Gujarat state, and is the modern commercial capital of Gujarat. Arabic-speaking Jews came to India as traders in the wake of the Portuguese, Dutch and British. These Baghdadis, as they came to be known, especially the Sassoons of Bombay and the Ezras of Calcutta, eventually established manufacturing and commercial houses of fabulous wealth. The majority came from Iraq, thus giving the community its name, though smaller groups came from other countries such as Syria and Afghanistan and assimilated into the Baghdadi group. Unlike other Indian Jewish communities, whose oral traditions attest to their presence in India as long as 2,000 years ago, the Baghdadi communities were established comparatively recently. Sir David Sassoon is the most illustrious name of this community of Jews. In Mumbai, the Jewish community was concentrated in the Jacob Circle area in central Bombay. They had totally integrated themselves with the society around them. Their dress used to be traditionally Indian. Their womenfolk wear sari and bangles. Their surnames and family names were like those of other Indians. Their culinary habits are also influenced by Indian, Persian-speaking Jews closely related to Baghdadi Jews from Afghanistan and Iran came with the Ghaznavad, Ghori and Mughal invasions of Mahmud, Muhammad and Babur. The most obscure of Indian Jews, they were traders and courtiers of the Mughals. Jewish advisors at the court of Akbar the Great in Agra played a significant role in Akbar's liberal religious policies and built a synagogue there. In Delhi, one Jew was tutor to the Crown Prince, Dara Shikoh. The teacher and student were later assassinated by Aurangzeb. These Jews got assimilated in the local population as no trace or community remains. The community largely emigrated abroad following Indian independence following Zionism. They primarily feared that an independent India would become hostile to Jews like Pakistan, and also emigrated out of economic concerns, fearing that India would become communist once the British left. After Indian independence, there was a continuous migration of Baghdadi Jews to Israel. Many others went to the United States and United Kingdom. Cuisine. Indian Baghdadi cuisine is an Indian hybrid cuisine, with many Arab, Turkish, Persian and Indian influences. Famous Baghdadi dishes include beef curry, Baghdadi biryani and Baghdadi Jewish parathas. A Baghdadi version of tandoori chicken is also popular. Other Jewish Baghdadi communities have mixed their original Iraqi Jewish dishes with influences from the local cuisine where they settled. Notable Baghdadi Jews: Yosef Hayim, Halakist, Kabbalist and leader of Sephardic Jewry. Yehuda Zadka, Sephardi Haredi rabbi and Rosh Yeshiva of Poroth Yosef. Yitzhak Kaduri, Sephardi Haredi rabbi and Kabbalist. Edward Isaac Ezra, opium trader and real estate developer. Edward Shohet. Esther Victoria Abraham, Indian model and actress. Lord Kaduri. Abraham Sofair, actor. Brian Elias, composer. Nadira, Bollywood actress. J.F.R. Jacob, Indian military commander in the Bangladesh Liberation War of 1971, former governor of Goa and Punjab. Anish Kapoor, British Asian sculptor, Baghdadi Jewish mother. David and Simon Rubin, British Asian businessman. David Sassoon, merchant and founder of the Sassoon family. Albert Abdullah David Sassoon, merchant. Silas Aaron Hardoon, real estate tycoon. Sassoon David Sassoon, English merchant. Siegfried Sassoon, English poet during World War I, grandson of Sassoon David Sassoon. Sassoon J. David, banker and member of the Bombay Municipal Corporation. Brian George, Israeli-born character actor of Baghdadi Indian Jewish descent, most well known for playing the role of a Pakistani shop owner, Babu, on Seinfeld, US TV series. David Saul Marshall, the first Chief Minister of Singapore. Jerry Judah, artist, designer. Tim Judah, journalist and historian. Rahimim David Baruch, an expert in shipping. He was born in Calcutta, India and opted to live in East Pakistan in 1947. He lived in Chittagong and died on January 15, 1977 and is buried in a Catholic cemetery in Chittagong, Bangladesh. Ezra David Baruch, a businessman in Chandraghana. He was born in Calcutta, India and opted to live in East Pakistan in 1947. He died on December 25, 1977 in Chandraghana and is buried in a Christian cemetery in Chandraghana, Bangladesh. Ezra Reuben David Baruch, a high priest in Jerusalem in 1856. He traveled to India and settled in Calcutta. Joseph Judah, soldier and Italian shipyard representative. Jack Dalal. Moshe Toby, considered an elder leader of Baghdadi Jew community in India. Claire Judah, Bletchley Park codebreaker. David Abraham, CEO of Channel 4.